weekend. Yeah. Welcome to the weekend. Welcome to the weekend. Yeah. Welcome to the weekend. Sport report. Welcome to the weekend. Sport report. Yeah. Silk, what your word be? Got the people in awe with your words, G. Yeah. Have you sitting on the side like a big D? Knock it out first, take like
it's the Weekend Sports Report, and I'm your host, Damon Silk Gibson. We're going to start out in the great state of Arizona, where the motto for Saturday is Fear the Fork, as the 11th ranked Arizona Sun Devils look for a redemption against the number 7 Stanford Cardinal for the Pac-12 championship from Sun Devil Stadium. Kickoff is at 7:45. Stanford comes into the matchup really feeling themselves, already beating the Sun Devils early this season, 42-28. The Tree has the number 1 defense in the Pac-12 and feels confident in slowing down the spread attack from the Sun Devils. Stanford's defense gives up about 340 yards a game. Look for the play of the secondary to cause problems for the Sun Devils' passing game. The Sun Devils look to cap off an amazing season with a Pac-12 title for second-year coach Todd Graham. The Sun Devils come in confident, and some Sun Devils players say the confidence level is at an all-time high. Since already playing Stanford early this season, the Sun Devils can put up points in bunches, ranking second in the Pac-12 in points scored. Quarterback Taylor Kelly is in full command of the offense with a 62% completion rating and throwing 27 touchdowns to just 11 picks. Sun Devils running back Marion Grice should be a factor, as he should eclipse the 1,000-yard rushing mark this season. Look for wideout Ty Montgomery to come up big in the return game for the Stanford Cardinal. The home field advantage will work in ASU's favor as they defeat Stanford for the Pac-12 championship and move on to Pasadena for the Rose Bowl. Let's head east and make our way to Lucas Oil Stadium for the Big Ten championship game. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. Michigan State comes in with a 1 loss and a highly confident team looking to hand Urban Meyer his first loss at Ohio State. The Spartans are ranked 10th in the nation, giving up an eye-popping 11 points a game. Don't sleep on the Spartans' offense either. Quarterback Connor Cook has thrown for more than 2,000 yards, and running back Jeremy Langford has ran for more than a stack and 16 touchdowns. The Ohio State has a high-powered offense and a Heisman Trophy candidate and a coach who has not lost yet since coming to Columbus. All eyes will be on Braxton Miller, who has the ability to take a game over single-handedly. Braxton has well over 2,000 total yards this season and weapons on the outside. Running back Carlos Hyde is no joke either, rushing for more than 1,200 yards and 14 touchdowns. The Spartans' number 1 ranked defense will slow down the spread attack of Ohio State, as the upset will be on as Michigan State spoils the Buckeyes' national championship run. Many wonder, would there ever be an SEC championship game played without Bama in it? Well, it's finally here, folks. From the Georgia Dome, number 5 Missouri takes on the surprising 1-loss Auburn Tigers. Missouri has been a surprise team in the SEC as underrated quarterback James Franklin looks to lead the Tigers to a victory. Franklin has a big play receiver on the outside in Damian Washington and Dorial Green Beckham, who both have 10 touchdowns apiece. Head coach Gus Malzahn may have locked up the Coach of the Year award with that unbelievable victory over Alabama last week in the Iron Bowl. Missouri will come in with a well-rested defense. The Tigers' luck may run out. Don't see any mouth-dropping plays this Saturday as Missouri becomes the SEC champion. And finally, to end off the championship weekend, the ACC championship game from lovely Charlotte, North Carolina at America Stadium. Kickoff is at 8 p.m. Number 1 ranked Florida State looks to keep things rolling towards the national title game as they take on a surprising Duke Blue Devil. That's right, Duke football is making noise under head coach David Cutcliffe. The Seminoles may be the most complete team in the nation, a defense that gives up 11 points a game, an offense that averages about 50 points a game, and famous Jameis Winston, who is clearly the nation's best player, is still performing well while still being under a serious investigation into an alleged sexual assault last year. Winston received the ACC Rookie of the Year honors with a 68% completion rating, 35 touchdowns to just 8 interceptions. Head coach David Cutcliffe and the Blue Devils know they are a double-digit favorite to lose, but that won't stop them from competing. Duke has a small advantage in the return game with Devin Edwards returning 2 kickoffs this season. Look for Jameis Winston and the wide receiver Kelvin Benjamin to add to his season total of 838 yards receiving and 12 touchdowns as Florida State wins big and moves on to the national championship game. Go Noles. Moving over to the round ball action, the NBA has 9 games on the national schedule for Saturday, December the 7th. We have a primetime battle between the East and the West as the Pacers take on the ageless San Antonio Spurs from the AT&T Center. Tip-off is at 8:30. The Pacers are looking like a for-sure favorite to make it back to the Eastern Conference Finals for the second time. The Pacers have a third-ranked defense and allow only 87 points a game so far this season. Paul George is still performing at a high level, and it shows as others on the Pacers squad perform at a high level as well. The Spurs come in with one of the oldest rosters in the NBA, but they don't play old, having the 5th ranked defense in the association. Point guard Tony Parker has become the go-to guy on the Spurs offense, and head coach Greg Popovich still seems to get the most out of the big fundamentals, Tim Duncan. Duncan comes in averaging about 2 blocks a game and 8 rebounds a game, and he can still score with the best of them. Look for the experience of Coach Pop to come in late as the Spurs hand the Pacers their 3rd loss of the season. Now, normally, folks, we bring you the dunk of the week, but since we can't find one, check out this video from CTFU ENT.
How stepfathers act when the mother's around.
Can you play a game with me?
Sure, little man. How they act when the mother's not around.
Can you play the game with me?
Fuck out my face and go to your room. Tell your real damn daddy to play the game with you.
Now it's time for my favorite portion of the show, the NFL. It's becoming crunch time in the league, and every week becomes more and more important. Let's begin in Cincinnati, where the 8-4 Colts take on Andy Dandy Dalton, and the Bengals. Kickoff is at 1 p.m. The Bengals sit atop the AFC North and look to finish strong this season. The defense comes in giving up 18 points a game, which ranks 5th in the league. Andy Dalton is coming into his own as the clear leader for the Bengals. Dalton has thrown for more than 3,000 yards and 22 touchdowns, and 7 of the 22 have gone to big play wide receiver A.J. Green. Now, don't sleep on the Colts attack. If you don't know, well, you're now going to know. His name is T.Y. Hilton, Florida International. T.Y. has become the go-to receiver for Andrew Luck since Reggie Wayne went down with a torn ACL. Luck has an 82% completion rating, and T.Y. has 791 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. Look for the Bengals secondary to lock down the Colts passing game. Bengals win late, 28-17. Next, we're going to head down south as the Saints take on the Panthers for a battle for first place at the Superdome. Breeze and the Saints are coming off an embarrassing loss to the Seahawks on Monday night. Now some wonder if you put an aggressive defense in front of Breeze's face, will it cause problems? The Panthers are on an 8-game win streak and have a top 5 defense led by linebacker Luke Kuechly. During this 8-game win streak, the Panthers have found success being balanced with Killer Cam and the passing game and the run game with D'Angelo Williams and Mike Tolbert. This game will come down to the 4th quarter. Look for Jimmy Graham to be a big part of the success on offense for the Saints. Too much of a cool breeze in the Superdome as the Saints end the Panthers' 8-game win streak. Finally, we head out to the Bay Area where the Seahawks look to continue to fly atop the division as they take on the 49ers. Russell Wilson is looking like an MVP candidate with what seems to think an unexplosive offense. Colin Kaepernick is slowly getting his weapons back from a year ago to where he can finally drive the ball downfield. Look for a defensive battle all game long, and Frank Gore will have a big game as well as the Niners knock off the Seahawks 17-14. Championship week all across the country, and Friday night, what other way to spend a cold night than to check out the Maryland 4A State Championship game from M&T Bank Stadium. The number 4 Suitland Rams take on the 7th-ranked Northwest Jaguars. Suitland comes in undefeated and a balanced attack on offense. Those days of running the ball literally down someone's throat is over, folks, because Suitland can pass the ball with the best of them. Suitland's quarterback Wesley Woolfolk has thrown for more than 2,300 yards and 9 touchdowns, bringing his quarterback rating to an amazing 91.8. Let's not forget about the smash-mouth run game Suitland has been known for. They have one back with more than 700 yards and a feature back named Robert Wigfall, who has rushed for 1,000-plus yards this season and 16 touchdowns. Suitland's defense, which is known to bring the pain, will be tested as the Jaguars come in with a high-powered spread attack. Northwest quarterback Mark Pierce has thrown for 1,100 yards and 18 touchdowns to just 3 interceptions. Look for the secondary of the Rams to be tested as the Jaguars have 5 receivers this season with at least 1 touchdown. Look for Suitland to play for and through former head coach and Prince George's County legend Nick Lynch as the Rams bring home their 3rd state championship. I know you guys can relate to this one. Let's get the chatter up all night long. Well, folks, that wraps up another edition of the Weekend Sports Report. I'm your host, Damon Silk Gibson, and I'm going to leave you with one more video. I know you guys know Hannah Montana, right? See you next week, folks.
This better not be no bullshit neither.
Hammer time, hammer time, hammer time, hammer time, hammer time.